Hey all, Farmer Dre back at it. Folks, we are out here in the apple orchard, and today we are picking our first apple harvest of the season. We are super excited. We haven't actually picked apples out of our orchard for our own cider and stuff in a couple years. We got frosted out last couple of years, and the apples that we did have on our trees, we only allowed the U-pickers to come pick. But this year we have an abundance, we have a bumper crop. The apples look really good, nice and healthy, and we are gonna go ahead and pick these galas and put them in the bins and then put them in the cooler. Then we'll pack and sort them later. We are super excited. It's an early morning start, but let's go ahead and get after it. So talk about an abundance of apples this year, folks. These trees are absolutely loaded. These are 5-year-old trees. These are galas, and they are looking awesome, awesome. Nice, beautiful, really good size apples. They're really ripe right now. We should have probably picked them a couple days ago, but finally it cooled off here in Missouri. It's been up in the 90s, 97, 98, but this morning for the first time, it's in the 70s and low 80s. Today's high is like 87. So it's gonna be nice and cool. So it's gonna be awesome. I'd rather take that versus 97 and really humid. So I guess the hurricane that's coming through the East Coast there is cooling everything off here, which is good for us. But let's get these apples picked in the cooler, and I'll show you guys the process how we do that. So it'll be Isaac and myself picking today, so it should go pretty quick. The nice thing about me picking apples is I'm 6'4", so whenever I get all the way up there, that's about 8 foot. Our top wire is at 9 foot, so we don't need much to, I don't need much to get up there. And then we got our picking ladder here, and those bags will show you guys how those work once Isaac gets me in the bin. Alrighty, so this is an apple picking bag. It's not really a bag because it has a hole in the bottom there, but what you do is you put it on. I like to rotate them here and make a cross in the back, just so you carry the weight a lot easier on your shoulders. So just like that, you put that on, and on the bottom of the bag, so it has a hole in the bottom here. What you want to do is you get the strings that are over here, and you hook them on the hooks here, so that whenever you pick your fruit, so it has a nice bag, whenever you get to the bin, you just take off these hooks and gently lay them inside the bin there. So I'm going to start picking here and see how many we get off this first tree. And once I got a full bag, this bag's about a bushel, 3/4 bushel to a bushel, then I'll show you guys how we dump that in there. But let's go ahead and get picked. All right, so picking goes pretty quick. All you do is get the apples twist up and place them in the bag here. And today we are picking everything. So we're stripping down the trees. So we're trying to be very careful, but it goes pretty quick. It just takes a little bit of time. And picking everything off these trees, stripping them down to bare leaves, and then we will put them in the cooler. But it goes pretty quick. All you gotta do is just snap them off and gently place them in your bag here. So not too complicated. Nice thing about picking apples versus strawberries is I'm standing up. On this high density system, you got some fruit on the lower part of the portion of the tree, which is not bad. But I'm telling you guys, this high density system here that we planted and we're growing on is so much more efficient when it comes to labor and safetyness of us and our employees if they were picking them, and the U-pickers, just because we're standing up. I no longer have to climb in a big tree to pick all the fruit, so it is just a lot more safe.
What side do you want it on?
And whatever, this side works. So as I was talking, Isaac brought me a bin, so he's gonna put on the bag there, and we're gonna start to get to picking. Look at that, in a matter of a few seconds, I already picked like a half bushel off that one side of the tree. I'll get the top of that tree, and we'll keep on moving forward. There's a lot of apples here, so we are pretty excited. So on top of a ladder here, so nice thing about this, all of them we're picking, putting them inside the box there, and then we'll put them on the packing line and wash them later. But something like that, if it's really rotten, we'll just throw on the ground. We don't want them to ruin the rest of the apples in the batch. But, and that one like that, if we were making cider, we were still gonna throw it out anyway. So might as well throw it out now instead of having, you know, us whenever we're making cider to pack them away. But man, I think I'm gonna get a bushel on this whole tree. It's gonna be fun, fun, fun. Oh, just broke that branch. No, no good. There are a few rotten ones on top of the tree here, but just throw them down. I mean, there's part of the business, you know. Can't get 100% every single time. But yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we gotta be very careful that whenever we're pulling these things off the top, so we don't drop any like I just did. Every apple that hits the ground, we cannot pick it up to use in our fresh batch. So the only time, due to food safety, the only time you can pick up apples off the ground if you're processing them. So that's a big factor, as well as food safety and all the regulations. But yeah, full bushel here. Let's dump it in the bin. Alrighty, so the bushel is full. I come in here nice and slow, lean it down, and just slowly drop it in there like that. So first bag gone, we'll see how the rest goes. Alrighty, so I guess I've been fooled, because on this high density system, the apples look a lot more plentiful than what they actually are, being the hedgerow. So we're almost about 3/4 way down the road here, and we only got about a bin, so we'll probably pick a bin and a quarter. For some reason, I thought there was a lot more out here. So, but then I got to thinking, we only have about 100 trees per row here, and there's a few dead spots, so there's probably about 90 trees in this whole row. And if you calculate it on a per acre basis, you know, it's this is a 1/12 of an acre. So on this one row of Gala here. And the reason why we have one row of Galas, we got a row of Fuji, John of Golds, and whenever we first planted this block of trees, this is my first ever high density system we put into place. So I only ordered about 900 trees that year and put it in, and every row is a different variety. The nursery I bought from, they didn't have enough trees to give me more apples of a certain variety, so they gave me 100 of each variety. So it kind of makes, it's okay, but whenever it comes to like spraying and for the U-pick, it kind of makes it a little harder. But the reason why we're picking these apples now, one thing I didn't mention, is our farm here is primarily U-pick, and that's our main goal. Is everything we grow here is try to do U-pick, and we do sell a few pre-picks for our farm store. But this year, our fall festival doesn't open until August 31st. So the first Saturday of us being open for apple picking, all the fall festivities, August 31st, and today is August 7th. So usually these galas will hold until about, you know, last week of August. So it's kind of pushing it then. But this year, since they come on so early, we got to get these harvested before they start going bad. And like I mentioned, we're going to pack them ourselves and sell them to the exit barn whenever we are open. But the rest of the apples on this tree, like look at these Fuji right here. They're looking awesome. really, I mean, they're plentiful, they're nice and healthy, and we got a little bit of hail damage a little early on, but the trees look good, nice fruit. So these trees, we'll most likely never pick these trees on these Fujis here, because whenever we open up for U-pick, we got a huge U-pick crowd coming in here, and they pretty much wipe us out of apples. So that's our main goal here on our farm, is to have everything U-pick, and then if we need like cider apples, then we go up north Missouri and purchase, you know, bins and bins of cider apples from the bigger orchards up there. But we're picking these today because it's early in the season. We're not open yet. We don't have, our facilities aren't ready. We got some new projects going on that we're gonna get to the next couple weeks. But yeah, it is going good. Like I mentioned, I thought we were gonna have a lot more apples on these trees, but it does look good. It does look really good. The trees are full, but I was hoping we'll get a little more. But I mean, I don't know, you can't put any more apples on these trees than what they already are. So I guess I haven't picked, you know, rows and rows of apples in a couple years, so kind of got a little messed up there. But it's all right. I mean, just keep on going and keep on plugging along, and we're getting done here. So this right here is a 20 bushel bin. We're about full here, another couple bushels, and we'll put this in the cooler, let them cool off. The beautiful part of it, I just checked the weather, it's 65 degrees this morning, so these apples are very chill when we put them in the cooler. We don't have to take the heat out of them, but it is good. Isaac, we're picking hard here. What do you have to say?
I love it.
Loves picking apples. Yeah, buddy. So one thing I'm gonna show you guys, these orchard ladders are pretty cool. They're a 3-legged ladder, and the nice thing about these is they're very light. They're made out of aluminum, and yeah, you just pick them up, throw out that leg, you stand on top. The only reason, like one of the downsides to the old traditional orchard, is we had like 12-foot ladders of these. The only problem is whenever you got a bushel of apples on you, that's another 40 pounds on top of a ladder. So having the smaller trees does benefit you a lot from a safety perspective. But yeah, they're all aluminum ladders, really nice, really sturdy. You get on there, they're made for picking. We use them all over the farm, but they're made for dirt because they have like, you have to poke them in the ground to make sure they're sturdy and stuff. But yep, Isaac loves a picking ladder. I was picking top of the ladders earlier, but he's like, you know what, Dre, I got this. I'm like, yes sir. And I think he realized that I'm taller and I can reach more, so yeah, it doesn't have to pick as much off the top there. But yeah, I guess we'll get to picking here, finish up, and then we will put this in the cooler and get another bin out here. So as I'm picking here, one thing I do want to mention, since we are more of a U-pick, you know, farm market operation, we don't sell any wholesale apples or any wholesale fruit. You know, our customers really appreciate the fact that a lot of times our fruit isn't 1000% perfect. You know, we're not spraying for like perfection and stuff. And if you guys, I had one of these apples in here that had plum curculia on it, not much. But you know, on a packing line, on a commercial packing line, this apple right here would be a second, or even a cider apple. But for us, our customer sees that, it's a little wonky, a little funky, and they're like, you know what? That's a farm fresh, homegrown apple. And you know, that we can get away with it a little. Man, look at this branch, it broke. Oh no. But yeah, that's one thing. That's nice. One nice thing about being a U-pick operation, I mean, obviously you can't have any rotten fruit. I mean, 90% of our apples are picking here are, I mean, they're perfect number ones. You can't complain. I mean, for a gala, that's pretty awesome. But you know, we grade them pretty light, unless you have a heavy crop, then we pick pretty easy, pretty heavy. But I'm seeing when we pack them. But for now, like I said, the customers that buy our stuff, they want good quality stuff, but they care more about the flavor than the actual looks. And I guess if you have a farm market, you'll realize that your customers are kind of the same way. They want the good quality flavor. They want a crisp, sweet fruit versus it looking 100% perfect. But we still got to strive as farmers and make sure all the fruit looks good, make sure it has no disease, and it just looks really awesome. already out here at the warehouse. We only got about a bin and a half, which is great. I mean, this is awesome. If we were selling these for U-Pick, we'd be making a lot more money. But we'll pack them and sell them to the market. We're still gonna make money off them, but it's gonna be good. We're gonna double stack these right now and put them in the cooler, and then on to the next project on the farm here. So once we get these inside, they should be good to go. Nice about these bins, they interlock. Go ahead, go forward, Isaac, forward. There you go, down, back up. There you go. You're good, just back up straight.